Hi y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is my first somewhat of an attempt at a ball review. I'm focusing on two bowling balls, the Phase 4 by Storm, which came out on the 11th of February 2022, and the original Zen by 900 Global. Both balls are pretty high in the performance line. In terms of specs, the Zen at 15 pounds has an RG of 2.49 and an 0.51 differential with a 1500 grit polish out of box with the S77 Pearl responsive cover stock, which at the time of its release was one of the stronger cover stock and core combos that 900 Global came out with. And with the Phase 4, you have basically identical numbers. The RG is 2.48, so it's 0.01 lower than the Zen, with an 0.51 differential, so the differential is the exact same. This also has a 1500 grit polish finish with the R2S Pearl reactive cover stock. So both of the balls have really strong cores. I would say that the Zen has the larger core. The Zen has the Meditate core, while the Phase 4 has the Velocity core, which became very popular with the Phase 2. It's in the Phase 3 and followed up by the Phase 4. The Phase 2 is solid, Phase 3 is hybrid, Phase 4 is Pearl in terms of the cover stocks. So the Zen and the the Zen and the Phase 4 are very similar to each other, but the Zen has a little bit of a stronger core, but that comes into play with how each ball reacts to lane transition. So I hope you enjoy watching this video. I will say that Justin, a very good friend of mine, is the one who's going to be throwing the Zen. The ball originally belonged to me, but it didn't really fit in my arsenal or match my bowling style, so I gave it to him. So hopefully you guys can kind of see some shots with the Zen. He's not fully acquainted with the Zen yet, so hopefully that changes and I can get better footage of the Zen going forward, because I feel like it's going to be a very popular ball for Justin. So let's get into it.
Just not for me. What?
Because it's a global 900, it rolls a lot more smoothly.
Well, yeah.
The exact opposite of the UFO. That looked beautiful the whole way, and then left garbage.
Oh, because I was so far back from the foul line. That wouldn't have been so bad. It was a little high though.
So are you guys proud that I bought the phase 2? Proud.
I mean, I'll be proud when you learn how to use it.
Keep it up, that skiller.
No, that's what I wanted. I wanted to see.
Yeah, if I was to throw two-handed, the Zen is at the bottom. Personally.
A bowling ball and a ball. Where there's no speed on it.
Touch fast. Why would you not do that? Why would you just not try to throw another strike?
Because I wanted to know the Okay. I just didn't stay on like I wanted
Thanks, bros. That was a nice series. Okay, honey. You want me to bring anything?
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's just I gotta figure out how I want to throw it.
So now that I've kind of covered the Zen, the Phase 4 is almost identical in stat numbers to the Zen. It's got, my 15-pound has an RG of 2.48, which is 0.01 lower than the Zen, and it has the same diff of 0.051. So they both also have Pearl reactive cover stocks, and they're both symmetrical balls, but the Phase 4 has a different core. It's got the velocity core, which was really popular in the Phase 2. It's one of the reasons why I got the Phase 4, because I have a Phase 2. And I feel like they complement each other perfectly. Same core, just solid Pearl. I got the Phase 4 because I wanted something to use when the Phase 2 got too strong. The Phase 2 is, if I had to make a list of the top 3 bowling balls that I've ever used, the Phase 2 is definitely in the top 3. Currently, the Phase 4 has not given me a reason to take it out of the top 3. I got the Phase 2 March 3rd. I got the Phase 4 March 3rd, 2022. It debuted on the 11th of February, so I got it a couple of weeks after it came out. And I've fallen in love with that ball faster than I've fallen for any other ball outside of the Phase 2. I'm really picky with my bowling balls. Some balls don't work for me. Some balls I have to get out of my comfort zone to throw them. And I know that the moment I'm out of my comfort zone, I start scoring really poorly. I would rather throw a ball that might be a little bit weaker and not have to loft it over the gutter than have to start lofting a bowling ball over the gutter to get it to hit the pocket, because it just wouldn't work. So the is really smooth. It's really clean. When you go to the Phase 4, it's smooth. You can see the ball really start to wind up before it snaps, but when the Phase 4 snaps, it hockey sticks into the pocket. But the awesome thing about the Phase 4 is when it starts to hit that transition zone, or where it starts to hit a little bit of the friction, it doesn't snap instantly. It blends through that oil in a way that I've rarely seen bowling balls do. And it took me about 5 shots when I got the Phase 4 to say that that ball is automatically going with me everywhere I go. So currently, my main bag is my Phase 2, my Phase 4, obviously my mix, I nicknamed Terry, thanks to my wonderful girlfriend, and my IQ Tour, because that's one of the balls that I feel most comfortable throwing regardless of what I'm throwing on. It's just not a ball I throw on fresh oil patterns because it just doesn't have enough core to make it around into the pocket. But I'm really looking forward to throwing the Phase 4 on some tournament shots. I plan on going on a tournament on the 2nd of April. I just recently bowled in a tournament where this ball would have been perfect for. It was a very high friction house. We were bowling on beaten path, so I think that ball would have absolutely excelled, but I did not have the ball at the time. It's awesome, and I recommend anybody who's looking for a ball to really get through the friction without overreacting to the friction. If they're looking for something later in the day, maybe game 3, 4, 5 of league, depending on if you're, depending on the house that you're on. It's definitely a really good tournament ball for maybe that 5th, 6th game where you have a lane that's been bowled on a lot. There's a lot of cliffing or a lot of traffic going through the lane. So I highly recommend picking one up, and you just gotta find your comfort zone with it. So I just want to thank you for watching this video. It's probably going to be one of the longer videos. This is my first ball review. I am going to be going into a lot more detail with other ball reviews. I will have a lot better shots of other ball reviews. They're probably going to be a mixture of old balls versus current balls. I know for a fact I'm going to be getting a comparison video on here of the Phase 2 to the Phase 4 because I own, both of those balls. And I'm going to finagle with some video, try to find out the best spot on the lane to really set up my camera to show you really how different the two balls are. So, like I said, thank you again for watching the video. Thank you again to East Providence Lanes for letting me film. Thank you to Strike FX Pro Shop for taking care of Justin's ball. The Zen by 900 Global, thank you again for taking care of my Phase 4. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Happy strikes.